Hey everyone, before I get started, I just want to remind you that if you like my content, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and then join the Militiaman and Crew Patreon community by clicking the link in the caption. Hey, good evening everybody. It's Friday afternoon or early evening, depending on where you are in the world. It could be early morning for that matter. So anyway, I do know that some of the folks that are with Militiaman and Crew, they're sleeping right now. So fascinating that we can have all these different connections around the world and help everybody. That's what Militiaman and Crew is doing. Sometimes we have to set it straight that, you know, some of the things that we believe in, some of the studies that we have, and some of the reasoning behind the things that we do, we bring that to the attention. We have all the data like this that's in patreon.com. Okay, so patreon.com/mm and crew. Okay, so when we talk about things, we try to find and vet the best data that we can find. Is it always accurate? Not always. But interestingly enough, I found this article today, which is, well, it's a statement that's been out for a little while. It was by Lloyd's Bank, okay, and it's a reputable bank. And so what they said was about the accounting and counting rules in Iraq, and they have a website that has lots of little different links that you can click on. But it basically states that their opinion, Lloyd's Bank, and it's reputable, says that the fiscal year of Iraq begins on January 1st and ends on December 31st of the same year. So if you guys go to this particular site, and in Patreon, I give you the link, and you can go check it out and see for yourself on what the hyperbole is out there, because there's some entities out there that suggest that it starts in many different months of the year, and obviously it's misleading. And when you're putting out some information that's misleading, we're going to try to find out if we've been accurate, and it looks like we still are. And interestingly enough, this is the last update was in April of 2024 that I posted, and I think if you screenshot that, you're going to be able to see what I'm talking about, and you probably see the link that I put in there too. So, but if you want to come to Patreon and be able to easily click on it without having to type it up, you can do so. But one of the things that also in that, probably that snippet you have, is that it says a certification in auditing you can contact on external auditor, and who are they? The likes of Deloitte, KPMG, and PwC, some of the largest auditing firms in the world. So ultimately, you got to figure out, like, well, a phone call to the U.S. Embassy, for instance, is that the same as something like this? I'm not so sure. But anyway, the specific data that we bring this is just an example that we do the extra mile. Our Samson Newshound, she's wonderful. She helps us. And there's many other people that bring information in too, but ultimately her source works, and we bring it around the clock. So thank you very much for being with us and understanding that. But I just wanted to do a little clarification, because I think some people are really confused, and I get way too many questions asking about it. But hey, that's what we're here for. Hey, the next thing is the House of Representatives will vote next Monday on the budget schedule. So we've talked about this a little bit, and obviously we've been waiting for it. Everybody's kind of being up in arms, and is it important? Is it not important? And obviously it's a focus. It's just definitely a focus. And so the Representative Mustafa Sanad announced the House of Representatives intends to vote on the financial budget tables for the year of 2024. He published the session's agenda limited to voting in the budget schedules, indicating that it will be held at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday. So think about it. Get your clock out. Think about timing. Think about what that means. When markets open, when markets close for the United States of America, which is one of the largest markets in the world, which actually facilitates the US dollar, for instance. And so things happen at specific times for clearing. All those things are important. Banking time frames, one of the most appropriate times to have lesser shocks for big things to happen. So, but that vote, if pertinent and appropriate, is prior to markets opening in the United States, in New York, for instance. So will they vote? Will they do it? We're going to find out. So Think about it, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That would be like, 6 o'clock in Mountain Time or 5 o'clock in Pacific Standard Time, and or etc. So you have to just do your world clock and figure that out. Next thing is Mandalawi. He's going to be kind of a focus because he's the deputy Speaker of the House right now, and it's important that you understand who he is and why. He may be very, very relevant, and that timing might very well be important too in respect to this gentleman. But anyway, moving forward, it says that Mandalawi, the deputy speaker, directs to expedite the final review of the budget tables. So obviously he thinks it's important because he's using the word expedite. It says the acting Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mohsen al-Mandalawi, directed the Parliamentary Finance Committee to expedite the final review of the budget schedules and prepare a comprehensive report before the council session scheduled for next Monday. The statement from the media office of the acting Speaker basically states that al-Mandalawi stressed the necessity of completing voting on these tables during the next session, especially since they greatly affect the citizens' needs. That's been a focus of al-Sudani, al-Sadr, al-Sistani. It's been a focus. Why? Because it's going to affect their citizens. What do they want? They want their constitutional rights. So that's why they keep focusing in on the effect of the citizens' needs. And I believe that they're going to act on that in a manner that's coming up very quickly. Mandalawi basically says the Finance Committee is to make a final and accurate review of the tables of the revenues, expenditures, and allocations, and they'll determine the deficit rates and ways to reduce them and prepare a comprehensive report that will be presented to the House of Representatives for a vote, including all the observations that accompany the 2023 budget. Remember, the 2023 budget is a retroactive portion of that budget. So in other words, it reverts back. So everything that they didn't quite take care of all the way through back January 1st, 2023 is still on the table. That's how I read it. The House of Representatives is scheduled to meet on Monday, a next session dedicated to voting on the schedules of the federal general budget for the year 2024. So again, the acting Speaker is looking to be taking charge. And why is he going to be taking charge? I think he knew or think he knows that something's up. Why? Halabusi. There's going to be things about Halabusi. Why? Because he's no longer in the picture. So we'll see if that plays out. And I think I'm going to show you that it does play out that way. So Halabusi, here we go, ends the controversy. There's no return for him to the parliament. The head of the Taqadam party, Mohammed al-Abusi, said on Friday he's not seeking to return to the Iraqi parliament after he was removed from his position as the Speaker of the House of Representatives by the judicial decision. I would suggest everybody come in and read this article, but I'll tell you what. They basically are stating that they decided to terminate the membership of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Halabusi, as of the date of issuance of ruling on November 14th, 2023, and it still stands. So why is that important? Well, Mandalawi is the Deputy Speaker. He was the guy underneath him. Pretty sure, we're going to probably find out, and I could be wrong, but if in fact that's the case, I don't think Mandalawi has anybody against him right now. And so the timing, back to the timing, is it fascinating that Halabusi basically finally goes public and says he's not going to be involved anymore because of cassation. It says here the Federal Court of Cassation issued a legal decision ruling that one of the decisions of the federal government, the highest judicial authority in the country, was not final at that time. The decision opened the door for Halabusi to file a cassation over the decision to remove him from the presidency of Parliament before the court in a move based on a forgery lawsuit filed by one of the representatives. Sounds like there's not only just one of the representatives that got in a little bit of a tiff, but it says a statement published by the court's official website. It decided to terminate the membership of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mohammed Rayhan Halabusi, as of that date issuance, as I mentioned, November 14th. Basically, what is cassation? The definition is basically annulling and reversal, breaking the force and validity of a judgment, a decision emanating from the sovereign authority by which a decree or judgment in the court of last resort is broken or annulled. So, complicated. I'm not an attorney. Bottom line is, it obviously means that Halabusi is no longer going to be in the mix. And back to this last little snippet, I just want to reiterate it though. The fiscal year begins on January 1st and ends on December 31st of the same year. And just so you know, I'll just do it again, but there's that link again is right here, so you guys can go ahead and see, and you guys can counter those comments about that they have special information about that not being the case. So I would see if we could get some more information on that coming forward from him. The Finance Committee confirms the approaching end of its work on the budget tables. We're ready for Monday's session. So Finance Committee confirms that, hey, we're getting ready, and the budgets, we're ready for it. We're done, we're ready. And here it says the Parliamentary Finance Committee confirmed the imminent completion, I like that part, imminent completion of its work on the federal budget financial tables for the fiscal year 2024. Atwan al-Atwani, a lot of these different names, but in a statement provided today, it says, for days, the committee has continued to study and review the 2024 budget schedules in detail in order to complete them in the optimal manner and to ensure necessary financial allocations for the sectors. He goes on and says, after a series of intensive meetings during which he hosted relevant ministers, today we are about to complete the task of discussing and reviewing the details of these schedules in accordance with the federal general budget law for the years 2023 and 2024. The Finance Committee confirms, I like these firm words they're using, Finance Committee confirms its readiness to present its final report to the House of Representatives in next Monday's session dedicated to approving the budget schedules and its annexes. He goes on and reiterates that the great keenness to enable the federal government to implement its services and development plans and programs in a manner consistent with the government program that was voted on by the House of Representatives. We also affirm our full support for the local governments by increasing their financial allocations and ensuring the continuity of financial or financing projects with the aim of improving the reality of services in all governance. The House of Representatives devoted its session next Monday to voting on the federal financial budget schedules. I don't know, that last paragraph, I'm going to read it one more time and then I'll be done. But think about it for a second. Their keenness enabled them to able the federal government to implement its service and development plans and programs in a manner consistent with the government's program. The government's program is all about paying bills, paying salaries, and investment projects, operational side, investment side of the budget. Okay, so that it was voted on by the House of Representatives. So they did it. We know that they did it back in June of 2023. We also affirm our full support for local governments, down to the local governments, by increasing their financial allocations and ensuring the continuity of financial projects with the aim of improving the reality of services in all governance. For who? The citizens. So they're talking about a massive deficit. They're talking about a government that's talking about $210 trillion budget for those 3 years. It's insane. They don't have that kind of money. What are they doing? And now they're going to increase it? They're going to increase things, and these guys are have it on agenda for a confirmed and imminent completion of it? There's something up, folks, because it doesn't work. 1310 doesn't work. So anyway, to me, this is all a positive point. It's on Friday afternoon. It's relatively early where I live, and I hope you guys enjoyed this quick bit from Militiaman and Crew. Thank you for being with us, and hit that like button, subscribe. Once again, guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you like this content, subscribe to the channel, or join us at the Militiaman and Crew Patreon community for even more exclusive content. You can also donate to this channel by hitting the links in the banner to help keep this page up and running. Your generous support is greatly appreciated, as always. Much appreciated. Thank you so much and have a great day.